Every year, the City of Lethbridge sends you a property tax bill in the mail. You know you have to pay the bill, but do you really understand your taxes? How do they decide how much your property is worth? How is the bill calculated? And where does all the money go? Hopefully this simple explanation gives you the answers you need this tax season. When you pay your taxes, a good portion of that will go to the City of Lethbridge. There'll also be a portion going to the provincial government for education and to Green Acres Foundation for seniors housing. The majority of your tax dollars go towards essential city services like police, fire, transit, and roads, and the remaining money is used for important programs and services that help make Lethbridge a vibrant and safe community. So now we understand why we need to gather taxes from residents. But who decides how much? As part of the Municipal Government Act, or the MGA, like all cities in Alberta, the City of Lethbridge can only collect the taxes needed to run the city. That's why it's important that City Council approves a budget that will fund all city services. Once that budget's set, other sources of revenue like provincial and federal grants are subtracted. Add in the amount the province requires us to collect for education and seniors housing, and what you're left with is the total property tax the city needs to collect in order to balance the budget. From year to year, your taxes might go up or down slightly. Let's take a look at the factors that impact your tax bill. What will it cost in the next year to run the city's programs and services? What's the assessed value of your home? And what's the current value of all the homes in Lethbridge? Now comes the tricky part, understanding how to calculate your piece of that big tax pie. To figure out your portion of the taxes, we take the total property tax needed and divide that by the value of all the properties in Lethbridge to get something called a mill rate. The assessed value of your property is times by the mill rate, and that determines what you'll pay on your tax bill. Let's look at a quick example to see how this works. Pretend you live in a city called Taxville. Population 3. Your house is worth $150,000. Neighbor number 1 has a house worth $125,000, and neighbor number 2 has a house worth $225,000. Add all of these together, and the value of all the homes in Taxville is $500,000. This year, Taxville will need $5,000 in property tax money to run the city. Divide that by the total value of all the homes, which was $500,000, and we get our mill rate of 0.01. Now here's how we apply that to your home. If your property was assessed at $150,000 and we times that by the mill rate, your tax bill will be $1,500. Remember neighbor number 1 whose house was worth $125,000? Their taxes will be $1,250 and neighbor number 2 will pay $2,250. Here you can simply see how everyone pays their fair share of taxes based on the value of their property. Add these all together and we get the $5,000 needed to run Taxville. Now that you understand how your taxes are calculated and how those dollars are used to make Lethbridge a better place to live, we hope paying your taxes feels a little less painful and maybe a little bit more like an investment in your community.